Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining. My name is Gary Taylor, and today I'm going to run through how to connect to Azure using their new Expressroute Metro service. This is part of the ongoing series of Megaport Live Tech Drop-ins. Megaport is a networking as a service provider. Essentially, we provide the ability for customers to consume networking services in exactly the same way you would consume cloud services. So real-time, scale up, scale down, delete, migrate, etc. So what makes the Megaport NAS platform different? Well, firstly, the reach. Megaport NAS is part of a virtualized global ecosystem built on pre-existing hardware. This gives you the ability to deploy capacity to all of the well-known cloud service providers, giving you access to thousands of IT-based services, as well as connectivity to other DCs and IX services across the globe. It has predictable performance. It's like having your own private fiber lines, making it highly secure. Your data travels on our private global network with no internet within the core. All of these components can then be linked together with virtualized network cross connects. We call them VXCs, so virtual cross connect, and they are typically layer 2 MPLS pseudo wires. And as stated, this can all be done in real time in just a few minutes, and the service is up. You pay only for the capacity you wish to deploy. It is pre-built and virtualized. You can scale that capacity up and down on demand. You no longer have to worry about traffic spikes or wasted capacity. This ensures good end-user application performance. This makes NAS services very cost-effective. They can all be designed, deployed, and be fully operational in minutes and be available for only the term you need. This reduces your upfront infrastructure costs to zero. Also, your time cost is zero, as your Megaport assets are virtual and require no capital investment or hardware provision. It's also worth mentioning egress or outbound data for all the cloud providers and via Megaport partner on-ramps are significantly lower. So there's potential data cost savings when using private cloud access, in addition to the much better network service that you get. So you can design, deploy, manage, and monitor all in a single secure portal. It's point and click. You bring your cloud service keys, and this makes establishing private connectivity very simple. We also provide full API and Terraform integration. A quick snapshot to show our global reach. You can access Megaport in over 850 locations across the globe. Please note there's two types of connections. Under installed, these locations are where Megaport have hardware in the physical data center. And then enabled, these locations do not have hardware, but they're accessible from an installed location, typically through a campus cross connect or a metro connect or whatever it may be. Quick overview of the connectivity options that are available. On the left, we have hybrid cloud. Here you connect your infrastructure that is in the DC to Megaport via a cross connect. Capacity is from 1 gig to 100 gig. You can run diversity, you can lag it, and we support up to 100 VLANs per physical Megaport. We then have virtual POP. This is an on-demand network virtualization function, so NFV. Here you can deploy SD-WAN gateways, virtual routers, virtual firewalls in minutes in real time in over 80 locations globally. So essentially virtual compute. On the right, we then have cross-cloud, where you spin up a virtual router to handle traffic between 2 or more clouds at the edge. And this is what I'll show in the demo later on. So moving on to the cloud coverage available at Megaport. As you can see, we have significant coverage for Azure with Megaport. And today we're going to focus on the new Expressroute Metro service, which is currently available in Amsterdam and in Singapore. More will follow, but that's driven by Microsoft and not Megaport. So as a reminder, a standard Expressroute allows you to build 2 VLANs into Azure, and these are delivered into the same physical data center. So for any maintenance event, your service will be up, and Microsoft offer an SLA in this regard. The problem, or rather the risk, is that both VLANs terminate in the same DC. So in theory, the overall data center is a single point of failure, and in order to provide geo-redundancy, you then need to order another Expressroute into another site, obviously at much greater cost. Will double the cost if you want the same capacity. Expressroute Metro solves this by separating VLANs into separate data centers. And with that, I'm going to jump into the Azure portal. I'm going to create the service key, and then I'll go into the Megaport portal and do a quick build of the Azure Expressroute Metro connection. So before I do that, I thought I'd just quickly look at the locations. As you can see here, we've got Amsterdam, which is in the Azure portal is obviously labeled as Amsterdam. That goes into Equinix AM5. And then we've got Amsterdam 2, which is interactional now, DLR, AMS 8. That's in Rosenberg. It's about 10 kilometers down the road. So it's far enough away for it to be classed as a geo-redundant location. So I go into the portal now. And this is Azure's portal. I click on Expressroute. I then click on Create Expressroute. And the resource group, I'll just do one of my defaults. I'll say West Europe. And then the region I'll put as West Europe again. And then I'll just call it as test. And the provider will be Megaport. And then these are all the POPs that we have, the peering locations. As you can see, is quite significant. And for now, what we can do is deliver the metro. As a reminder, that was Equinix AM5. This is Interaction in Rosenberg, AMS8, or DLR now. We choose Amsterdam, Amsterdam Metro. We don't need a gig, we'll choose 100 meg. Then we click Review and Create. It will do a validation. Validation is passed, we then click on Create. And this will start deploying the Expressroute. It takes 1 or 2 minutes. And the deployment's in progress. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is just run through our portal while that deploys. Just 2 seconds, I need to go off the full screen. And if we look here, so this is a production portal. It's a demo account. I'm going to start on the dashboard that just gives a nice holistic view of all the services that you have with Megaport, and it allows you to zoom in. You can filter just by the services that you have live. You can also filter via locations that have 100 gig ports or that have MTR or MVE available. Oops. And you can also, you could deliver services straight out of the dashboard, or you can do it through the services tab here. If I just make it bigger again. So this is the same thing. It's the same as a dashboard. It just is delivered in a linear format. The ports, as I mentioned, that's 1 gig to 100 gig. Diversity possible. You can lag it, and you can do 100 VLANs, and that's in over 850 locations. The MTR is the virtual routing instance, which allows cloud to cloud and cloud to on-prem BGP connectivity at layer 3. That's global as well. And then we got our MVE. This is our virtual edge service. And if I click on that very briefly, you can actually see some of the vendors that we have live. That's Aruba. Aviatrix is coming soon. We have Cisco Catalyst or vManage, what they call Catalyst SD-WAN or the autonomous mode. And we've created a drop-down which gives you the different version numbers as well. We'll be supporting Cisco Firewall Threat Defense very soon. Likewise, Meraki, and likewise Palo Alto Prisma SD-WAN. So those are the services available. And if I just go out of this now, I'm going to go back into the Azure portal. The Expressroute has been completed. So I'm going to click on Resource. And as you can see here, it's confirmed all the details that we put in. It's in Amsterdam Metro. Obviously, it's not provisioned. And what we do now is we take the service key here, and then I'm actually going to jump into our channel portal. It's our Partner Vantage portal, purely because it's just a bit cleaner and easier to work on. And in this case, the dashboard here, in this example, there is only one service live. And then, as before, this just confirms all the services that are available. So I click on Services, I go to Connection, I choose Cloud, and we'll choose Azure. And then here, we take the service key that I've copied, it verifies. And as you can see, we've got primary into Equinix and backup into Interaction. So I'll choose primary. We click Next. I'm going to call this GT1. Next again. And all the peering information will be auto-populated. We click Add VXC. And then we click Order. And this will do the same thing as per the Azure Expressroute. It validates, it makes an API call, it confirms it, and then we click Order Now. And that will start deploying in real time from the MCR, which I've built in North Sea, out of Schiphol, just by the airport, into the local Equinix location. And what we do now, if we click on the dashboard, you can actually see, I'll make it a bit bigger. You can actually see the service now that is being deployed. That's the MCR in North Sea by the airport, as you can see. And then we've built a VLAN. It's not up yet. Obviously, it's going to take a few minutes, and that's connecting into Equinix. And then what is great about the Expressroute Metro service is we can actually do the same thing again. So I'm going to go here, and now I'm just deploying the service from the dashboard. I'm not going into the service tab. I click connection. I click cloud again, and then I click Azure. And we take the same service key. And as you can see, the primary is grayed out because we've used it. We then click on secondary, and it runs through the same process as before. I'll call this GT2. Click next, and it will auto-populate. We add the VXC, and this just goes into a design phase. We click order. As before, it validates, and then it orders that as we speak. It now will refresh that. And if we go into the portal, I will refresh this here. This is the Azure portal. Okay, it's still deploying. Or at least it says provisioned. And what you'll see within a few minutes is the peering will auto-populate in Azure, and that data will be pulled into Megaport, and the MCR will actually be auto-populated with layer 3 information. So here we've got a nice visual of the services. We are in EMEA. We've connected into Equinix, and we've also connected just down the road into Rosenberg for interaction. And within a few minutes, that will go live. And if we click back here, you'll see that will come up. So that is it. It is really easy. It's essentially near to the same process as before. You choose Metro, and then obviously you can then choose which location you need to connect to. But what we can see here, very simply, we've got 2 diverse locations into West Europe region for Azure, and we can actually check that and confirm that via the portal as well. So that's it. Hopefully that helps. Any questions, please contact me, and look forward to seeing you on the next live tech drop-in. Thank you.